After Ukrainian troops unexpectedly seized part of Russia's Kursk region this summer, Russian President Vladimir Putin declared that the country's defense ministry's main task was to repel the invasion. 6 months have passed, and the Russians are still trying to fulfill their dictator's task. Bloomberg writes, Putin's failure to expel the Ukrainian army from Russian territory may take on added significance as US President Donald Trump presses for a deal to end the war. While Russian troops continue to steadily advance onto the battlefield in eastern Ukraine, Kiev is preserving the Kursk region as a bargaining chip for a potential territorial swap in any negotiations, the article emphasizes. The publication notes that the first occupation of Russian territory since World War II is a personal failure for Putin, since his domestic image is based on the fact that he is a strong leader who defends the interests of the nation. In general, the effectiveness of military operations is lower than expected. The system was not particularly prepared, neither for the loss of territory nor for the fact that everything would drag on, said Mikhail Vinogradov, head of the Petersburg Politics Foundation. At the same time, Bloomberg notes that the fighting covers only a small area of the Kursk region. However, the Ukrainian offensive in a region with a population of about 1 million people was shocking for Russians, who in the third year of the war felt the consequences of the invasion that Putin launched. In turn, Russian officials estimated that about 150,000 people in the Kursk region had fled their homes due to the fighting. Discontent with the state's inability to protect its citizens is also growing. In January, for example, hundreds of people took to the streets in Kursk and complained that officials were doing little to accommodate displaced people or help them find missing relatives. There is a war going on in our country, and the state turned out to be absolutely unprepared for this, starting from fortifications and ending with housing certificates, said Vladimir Sinelikov, a Kursk activist and volunteer involved in searching for missing persons in the territories occupied by Ukraine. However, Nikolai Petrov, a consultant at the London-based think tank Chatham House, noted that the Kremlin views the Kursk region as a regional problem, not a national one. This means there is no rush, he explained. Although the Kursk operation failed to halt Russia's advance in eastern Ukraine, the Kremlin sent thousands of troops to try to push Ukrainian forces out of the region. This could weigh on Putin as Trump pressures him to make a deal to end the war and threatens big new sanctions if he refuses, the article stressed.
Hundreds of mourners gathered Wednesday in Poltava, Ukraine, to attend the funerals of some of the 14 victims of a Russian attack last Saturday. According to Associated Press, solemn services were held for the Zapyshny and Yavorsky families, who lost both adults and children in the attack. The Zapyshny family lost Serhiy, 40, his wife Katerina, 38, and their children, 8-year-old Daniel and 12-year-old Diana. The Yavorsky family lost both parents and their 9-year-old daughter. 7 coffins were placed near the cathedral and emotional mourners paid their respects. They also left toys to honor the children. Serhiy Zapyshny had dedicated his life to his work as an aircraft designer. He met Katerina while studying at Aviation University. Their children were remembered as happy and active by friends. Today, a whole family was buried, which was taken away by an insatiable enemy. This is a family that can rightly be called an elite family, said Ola Semko, a friend of the family.
лютого 2020.
Я впевнений, що ми побачимо ще, застанемо покарання, яке отримують всі злочинці, які вчиняють злочин проти нашого народу, вбиваючи нас. Російські злочинці, значна частина російського народу і, безперечно, та сатанинська верхівка. Але якщо навіть не побачимо тут, то буде покарання Боже. Кожен з них відчує і переживе те, що переживають рідні і близькі, втрачаючи своїх найдорожчих людей. Хай Господь упокоїть усіх сьогодні нами поминаємих, ці родини, цих діточок, нехай прийме Царство Боже.
Безсмертний, помилуй нас. Святий Боже, святий кріпкий, святий безсмертний, помилуй нас. Упокой душу рабів твоїх, бо ти єдиний чоловіколюга нашого просимо. Подай, Господи.
Сьогодні ми поховали цілу сім'ю, яку забрав ненаситний ворог. Це сім'я, яка дійсно можна по праву назвати елітною родиною.